What is going on, people? Shaggy Bets here with Betting News, and this is our NHL Beginners Betting Guide. Our goal here is to help you profit this NHL season and understand the basic ins and outs of NHL betting better. So let's just get into it with what is the NHL. The NHL is the National Hockey League, the highest professional hockey league here in North America. It consists of 32 teams separated into two conferences. We have the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, and then both conferences are even divided into two separate divisions, splitting up the teams. Now, all 32 teams play a regular season total of 82 games throughout the season, running from October to April before the postseason begins. Now, the top 8 teams in each conference do qualify for the playoffs and move on to a couple of series in the postseason, looking to host the coveted Stanley Cup. Now, let's get into a few of the basics of NHL betting, starting with just the money line. What is an NHL money line? When you're betting on a money line, you are simply betting on the team to win that game. Now, the money line is presented based off the odds that the bet will pay out. So you're going to see a team favored on the money line at minus 150, and the underdog will be about plus 130. That is the payout you will get for your bet based off $100. Again, betting on the money line is simply betting on the team to win. They can do it in overtime. They can do it in a shootout. It does not matter as long as they earn 2 points at the end of the contest. So that is money line betting, but sometimes those money lines can be incredibly juicy when you have a really good team playing a very bad team. So that brings us into our second option for NHL betting, which is the puck line, or better known as the spread. You are betting against the spread or against the puck line in this game, meaning you need your team to win by a certain amount of goals or not lose by a certain amount of goals as well. Now, let me explain that a little bit further. In the NHL, the puck line is typically always 1.5, meaning the favorite is laying 1.5 goals while the underdog is catching 1.5 goals in the game. Meaning, if you bet on the favorite at minus 1.5, you are going to need them to win by 2 goals in order for you to win your bet. If you bet on the underdog at plus 1.5, you either need the underdog to win that game or lose by 1 goal in order to win your bet. This is just a way to get a little bit more bang for your buck when you are betting on those very high favorites against the low underdogs. And last but not least, we have the total. This is very easy, very standard. The total is the over-under total goals scored in the game between both teams combined. Now, totals in the NHL typically range from 5.5 to 7 goals per game, with the juice on the odds changing a little bit. But typically, you'll find totals within that 5.5 to 7 goal range. And again, you are simply just betting on whether that number goes over or under the combined goals in the matchup. Now, one more tip I do want to throw out to you is in regulation betting. It's also known as the 60-minute money line or the 3-way money line betting. This is a way I like personally to bet on favorites that are very, very juiced without having to lay that 1.5 on the puck line. Let me explain. If you're betting on a team to win in regulation, you are excluding overtime. You are excluding a shootout. You think the team is going to get the job done in 3 periods. Now, in order to win your bet, they need to do so and win the game in 3 periods. They can't win it in overtime. They can't win it in a shootout. But this will reduce a lot of the juice attached to these bigger favorites, especially when they're playing a much weaker team. That is all I've got for you today. That is the NHL Beginner's Guide. We broke down the NHL money lines. We broke down the NHL puck lines. We broke down the over-under betting and also in regulation betting, which is specific to the NHL. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope this was helpful, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.